What's going on, guys? This is Mindy from Next here, and today we're going to be talking about how to upload app icons from Adobe Illustrator into Xcode. I'm working in the 2017 release of Adobe Illustrator Creative Cloud, Xcode version 8.2, and Mac's operating system Sierra 10.12.2. So the goal of today is to get this app icon up and running for your app, and we want to make sure that it's compatible with all devices and all operating systems. Sounds easier than it is. Xcode likes to throw errors at the smallest mistakes, so you really want to take your time and do this correctly so you don't have to do it twice. So with that being said, before we get into this, I just want to let you know that in the description, if you follow the link to our website, there is a template that you can download. I'll be using this template as we go through, and it'll be easier if you're able to follow through as well. So let's get started. Here in Xcode, we're in our assets window and our app icon. If you don't see this here, that's fine. If it got deleted somehow, just right click, drop down app icons and launch images and select new iOS app icon. It'll bring it right back for you. So looking at this, we have quite a lot of information here. We have different devices, we have different operating system, and we have different size images and multiples of each size. So let's look at this first category here. This is let's look at this. This is our actual app image. That's going to be like right here. So this is our iPhone app for different operating systems at different sizes. These squares right here, this is the multiple of each size. So this image is going to be 120 by 120 points, for example. So that's where we're going to end up. But before we get there, let's go into Illustrator. And this is just an icon that I made up. You want to make sure that your icon is square and that the edges are not rounded off. Your iPhone or the App Store and Xcode, they're going to round them for you. So you don't have to do that. So you want to leave it square. It doesn't matter what size it is, as long as it's vectored. So I'm just going to select it, edit, copy, and paste it in that template that I was talking about here. So let's go ahead and paste it there so we have it. And before we start moving it around, let's get comfortable with the template and the features that are here for you. So we have 9 artboards here and 4 windows that we're going to be working in. The first window is this transform tool. If you have an object selected, this is how you change the size of it, and or you can use it. You can work up here. The next one is the align tool. This is how you center it and you even it to the artboard so that it's directly center. You can also work up in here. It's very important that you have it aligned to the artboard so that we are centering it correctly. So those are those 2 windows. And then the next one is this artboard window that I have here for you. There's 2 sets of numbers per artboard. The first set of number is the point scale that we're working in. So this first artboard that's selected is the 20 by 20 point artboard, and the next set of numbers is just a note to remind you what scale you need to export it in. So this 20, we have 2x, 3x, and then down here we have another 1x. So that's there for you. That's our artboard, and then our last window is going to be our asset export. We'll run through that when we get to it, but it's very helpful. So I'll run through a couple of these with you. You want to select your icon, and we're going to, let's fly out our artboard window. The first artboard that we're working in is our 20 by 20. So let's go ahead and change the size of that, 20 by 20. And if it's selected and you have it aligned to your artboard, you can just center and even it so that it's directly center on our artboard. The last thing you want to do is this magic button here. It's called, or it's the Align Selected Art to Pixel Grid. This is important because when you export it into a PNG, Illustrator likes to throw some funky pixels in there. But if you select this, it automatically sets it up so that there's no funky pixels anywhere, and you can upload it to Xcode and it won't send you any errors. So this one's complete. We're going to copy it. I'm just going to use keyboard shortcuts for that. Copy it, move into our next size artboard. So now this one's selected, and we'll paste it. And we're going to change it to 29 by 29, as noted here. And we will center and even it. And we're going to copy, move into our next artboard, and paste. This one's going to be 40 by 40. We'll center and even it. So you're going to go through that with all 4 of them. This last one here is 167 pixels. Xcode has it, or is asking for an 83.5 point icon at a multiple of 2, which is 167. We're doing that because we are working in pixels. So if you do 83.5, it's going to bump it up to 84, and it's going to mess it all up. Xcode, Xcode will throw you errors like these here. So you're going to do that with all 9 of them. So now that we have them all in each artboard, we're just going to go through and make sure that they're all aligned to the pixel grid. Select each one. Again, this is very important. And then we get into our last window. This is our asset export window. This is a feature from Illustrator that just makes all of our lives easier. What you do when you have each one completed, you're just going to select the icon and drag it into here. I like to name it based on the artboard name, so I'm just going to name it 20 and do that for each one. Okay, now that we have all of them in our asset export window, we are going to export them now. So if you go back to our artboards, the second set of numbers that I was talking about earlier, this is your multiple of your 20, 40, and 60. So 1x, 2x, and 3x. Go back to our asset export window, and if you see here, our first one is 20, 1, 2, and 3. We can actually export these in groups, so we're going to grab all the ones that say 1, 2, and 3. So 20, 29, and 40, 20, 29, and 40, all 3 are selected. And if you recall, they are 1, 2, and 3. So we have 2, let's do 1 and 3. And they're all PNGs. And we are just going to select export. And this is the correct folder that I want them going into, so just choose. Go back to our artboard. 1, 2, and 3s are done. Now let's do 1 and 2s. That's 50, 57, 72, and 76. 50, 57, 72, 76. And those ones are 1s and 2s. So we'll just delete this 3 and export them to our folder. Next set of numbers is our 2 and 3. That's only 60. So select 60. We have 2. Let's make this a 3. Export. Choose. And then last but not least, we have our 167 at 1. So this 167, let's delete that and add a 1. Go ahead and export it. So that's it. They're all exported. The last thing we have to do is put them into Xcode. So open up your Xcode window and then open up your folder that has all of your files in it. And we're just going to start plugging them in. So the first one, we have 20 at 2x, which is this one, 20 at 3x, 29 at 1x, 29 2x, so that's it. Now that we have all of our icons dragged into Xcode, you're good to go. If you build this, it'll look just like this for you. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe to our channel. Again, check out our website, see what else we have on there, and leave us a comment. Let me know if there's something that you do that's different than I do, something that you like, and let me know if you have any questions.